it was Hebron Gate that I put it all in.
Yeah.
I got investors. I borrowed money.
Wow.
I did everything I could to make this thing. This is the third studio album of originals, and I had this concept, this idea with the Congos and Don Carlos. Cedric Myton
Of course.
singing the lead, and Don, and I'm gonna get Jim Fox. I'm gonna fly him to California. We're gonna record in the studio all analog. This is the first analog recording
Oh,
because
wow.
those older ones are on the digital tape, the ADAT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was the first time on the analog tape, and I had met Jim Fox in Jamaica,
Wow.
uh, just before Each One Teach One, or just after Each One Teach One. So yeah, it was a struggle. It was a work. It was years and years to push through.
Yeah. I mean, you just mentioned Hebron Gate, and that was my introduction to you guys as well. I'm, of course, a trumpet player, so the opening track of that album is a beautiful trumpet solo. From the second I heard that, I was hooked on Groundation. And
Yeah.
yeah, I would love to hear more about the story of that album. It's so interesting that you're like, that's the album that you went all in on, and it shows it's a
Yeah.
lot of passion in that project.
Well, the previous album, Each One Teach One, I wasn't, it took a lot. I
Mm.
spent a lot of money. I think I mixed the album 4 times,
Wow.
just not happy with the sound of it.
Yeah.
And then it was after that that I met Jim Fox there. He was working on an Is Vibration album at Lego Studios, Orange Street in downtown Kingston. And I see this old white man there behind the console with his long ponytail and glasses. Say, hey, how you doing? I say, oh, this is my name's Harrison. I was doing a documentary, interviewing, working on Holding On to Ja,
Yes. Yes.
and he says, oh, I'm Jim Fox. And immediately I was shocked because I grew up on Is Vibration and Culture and Don Carlos, all these
Yeah.
records that went through his hands,
Yeah.
from just a passing glance and these albums in the 80s all the way through the 90s. So I was like, you're Jim Fox?
Yeah.
And I said, what's the secret? And he said, there's no secret. 24-inch, 2-inch, 24 track tape. That's it. Okay, the next album I'm gonna do this. So I got his contact. He remastered Young Tree and Each One Teach One, and I flew him to California to record Hebron Gate. And
Wow.
yeah, it was not an easy session even. Yeah, I was actually worried about the Hebron Gate sessions because it
Wow.
was very expensive. And again, it's borrowing and money and figuring it all out. And the first 4 days or so in studios, we didn't get anything.
Whoa.
Not one song.
Oh
It was
man.
like everybody was a little scared.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, what's happening here, guys? We need to we need to play free and we need to do what we do. And
Yeah.
I know that it's tape, it's Jim Fox, it's the studio, it's a red light, but let's just play like it's just us in the drum room we used to rehearse at Sonoma State. And so then we started to get these takes
Mm.
where there's more creativity and call and response and this comping these type of things. And yeah, got the record, and yeah, it was a great project. And like I said, I put it all into it. I did like advertising in High Times magazine, and I tried our best again with Chris Stillbeck. He and I had partnered with Young Tree Records
Yeah.
with the record label. And so we released Young Tree, Each One Teach One, Hebron Gate, and he and I together worked all of the business things and pushed this record. And towards the end, getting ready to look at We Free again, it was beginning to see some response internationally from
Yeah.
Germany, from a publisher in Germany, from Brazil, from France. Okay, maybe you can come to France for a tour, maybe. And then that was 2004. So that's where um that's where it came. And it's been it's been growing and moving from that till now. And Jim Fox has been a part of all the recordings from then until now.
Yes. And man, yeah, that's it's so cool to hear this story, and it makes sense how the Groundation albums have that classic sound. You've got the right guy with the right gear give it that perfect sound. And it's all recorded live. And it's crazy to hear about the first 4 days just getting nothing. That must have been so stressful.
Yes, it was very stressful. We Free Again was even more stressful. But yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. I was putting it on my shoulders, but
Yeah.
carried it through.
How was it working with Don Carlos and Cedric on that album? Was that your first time collaborating with the legends like that?
Well, we had done Ross Michael
Oh
and
yes.
then Joe Higgs' daughter Marcia on Each
Wow.
One Teach One. And also at this time, people weren't really doing features. That was not people didn't really have that on their albums. So having Ross Michael through teaching the history of reggae music class at Sonoma State University,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
you probably met Alan Rocky Bailey,
Oh
the
yes, yeah,
MC
yes, I have.
Rocky. He is Ross Michael's younger brother.
Whoa.
And I had Rocky speak at my one of my reggae history of reggae university courses, lecturing to the students about his life and his experience. He's the
Wow.
younger brother, as I said, of Ross Michael. Put me in contact, and Ross Michael, of course, is a phenomenal Nyabingi. They call him the Nyabingi specialist. I think that's a
Yes.
Bob Marley quote.
Wow.
And so, yeah, but vocally and to that degree, Hebron Gate was the first time. And it was a concept. Each album is a concept from Young Tree. Young Tree's concept is the beginning of that seed. It's the individual. It's about you. Each One Teach One is about history. You're not alone. There's a huge thing that comes before and after. And then Hebron Gate comes where the youth now becomes knowledgeable and recognizes that there's a conflict. There's this dragon war that I sing about
Yes.
that's going to come to pass. And this is kind of what we're witnessing today. Um, and then at the end of the album, I wanted elders to come and say, hey, listen, youth, you have the energy, your eyes are beginning to open, but this has been here for generations. So take it easy, take it one step, and then that's why the last two songs now feature Cedric and Don Carlos as Freedom Taking Over and Undivided.
Wow.
And it was a perfect way to end the record and the story. And Giovanni, also my childhood friend who did all of the albums from Young Tree, all of the visuals.
Wow.
He did this beautiful gate, and yeah, man, this is it. And somehow it worked.